accordingly.
My mother's not trying to go up my phone.
How's it been for you?
It's been good. Right. How you doing? Okay. Yeah. Oh, there.
What's going on?
All right, how about yourself?
Good, good.
You have trouble?
Good.
Oh, yes, yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
okay. I don't believe it.
I brought my attorney with me. Just want you to know. Mike?
We have ours in front of us. So don't worry, we have ours in front of us.
Thanks.
I was just making sure that she was okay, because I've been down a couple of times, and she hadn't been there, that was the time, and I thought, oh man, I hope she's alright, because she's looking like she wasn't feeling good the last time I was seeing her.
They had to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning, so it's just perhaps a couple hours in the
I'm
yard.
taking out good,
Taking out some,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's kind of upsetting.
I was just really last weekend, and she wasn't feeling very good.
She didn't yesterday, but she's been doing pretty good too, you know, like I said, most of the time, just a stomach. She's good. I think.
And how's Chris and Nicole? Didn't they have that this weekend, or last weekend? I know she gets so excited about it, and
He's good.
I'm horrible. I'm one of those, like, let's see what ball goes in.
What did you do?
I saw the kid on Monday, the other day, he was having such a fast time. We won't talk about anything else, but he has a lot of fun living there. I don't know what it is. I didn't notice it today. It was all over. Miss Kelly's gonna wash that blanket and dryer and shed all over.
here?
Oh, no, I'm going to church, going to front.
As far as I know.
Hey there.
Down, make one more.
Make him sit up front.
No, I stood on that. They're sitting here.
No, it's here.
Here. You got a soft play, just give mine over. They pack these pretty tight.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think we were in.
Please see your agenda.
Yeah, I remember that.
We've already had.
Terry in the back.
I can't write.
Okay, so,
Are you gonna be here tonight?
What time? Yeah.
I never do
Not over that barrier, is it? Is that what that is?
Is that what?
A barrier you got over there now?
Does he have a barrier?
Is that what that is? I don't know. I drove by and I see it's got something like no. You didn't see that, huh?
No. Saved you that. Did you miss the part where I said I saved that? Yeah. Appreciate it. I'm gonna have to peer over your shoulder. I left my phone at home.
emergency phone.
Don't worry, I've got it in true like people on
You know, after I went to Maxine's Jail's wedding, her father said, turn your cell phones off, and I thought I'd turn mine off, and it went off during the funeral. I thought, that wasn't the worst part, man. I hated
speaker. Only happens Tuesday.
my coat sitting on it.
Happened to you. See, there she is. Already.
She's already blown up the phone.
She'll be soon. She'll get on there and find stuff to send me.
You gotta see what she does to me because I live there.
Call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do you have this report?
Yeah. You also have one of your,
Just pass yours down.
Josh Can you make it?
Josh could not make it tonight, so we'll just go over the sheriff's report as it stands. So to date, they patrolled 46 times in Fromberg, and other than Fromberg, probably highway miles, 4 times, so a total of 50 hours. We had a call for an animal public health citation, complaint, no citation. And February 8th, Wednesday, another animal complaint. The dog wasn't aggressive. The deputies talked to the parties involved. Threats and harassments. The subject was transported to the hospital to be checked out. Medical emergency, citizen assist, citizen contact, doesn't say what for. Welfare check, of course, civil process, which means that they served papers. Threats and harassment, subject was cited for trespass to the property, juvenile-related family member, report, trespass complaints, wallet found from an unlocked trunk,
Well, taken from an unlocked truck.
okay, and domestic disturbance, civil standby, civil and adult protective services, theft, repo notification, medical emergency, civil process. So just the normal everyday stuff, domestic disturbance, female arrested, suicide attempt threat. And the subject was transported to Billings Clinic for ER. So they've been busy this month. And if you need a copy, that's available at the office. Have you all gone over the minutes? Do we need any additions or corrections to the minutes?
I'll make a motion, we approve the January 6th, 2020 town council meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve the town council meetings for January 6th. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. Special meeting for, special meeting minutes for January 14th of 2020. That was to approve the business license for Tim Taft.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for January 14th meeting.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion to approve and a second for the special meeting on January 14th. All in favor?
Aye. Make a motion to approve the bills for January.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion to approve and a second to approve the bills for January. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Employee reports. Jan?
In front of you, you have your cash reports, your vendors list, you have expenditure versus actual, revenue versus actual. You have a paperwork from NMIA, which is our insurance company, and they want us to go over and go through some of the costs, the values, and make sure that they're right. If you want them, replacement costs or stated costs. So, it's something that the council should make a decision and not me. I'm not gonna be responsible for, not putting enough value on the property. So you have that, plus the shop inventory papers. That's what's inside the shop. You have the wastewater system improvements and the cost of replacing those parts there. The pump house inventory and some of the equipment that aren't placed on the MMI list. So that's something that we need to take a look at and go through and make sure that the assessment values are stated right. I know that the Solar Lagoon circulators for, that are on the first page do not exist anymore. We have the UVs, the UV parts, and to replace our UV blower building, and those things are a lot more than what they have. So it should be probably done at replacement, because it's not ever gonna go down.
I agree.
It's always gonna go up, those costs are always gonna go up. So, so right now, the summary of construction costs, for those parts for the new wastewater system is over $2 million. So that's something that we want to replace and not stated value. But it's something that you guys really need to take a look at, and needs to be done before the end of March. Just so, and you can just let me know how you feel about it, and I can just fill out the paperwork and do it, but I'm just saying it's something.
Is that something we're gonna have to make a motion on?
No.
No, we just need to study it, and then
Make
you
sure-
guys can decide either tonight, or you can wait until later.
Or we can do it until the 1st of March at the next
At the
meeting,
next meeting.
as long as I get it done to MMIA before the end of the night. The 30th
It's
of
March.
March.
How do you feel about it, Nate?
On myself, I would wait till March, at least get some time to look at it, 'cause this is the first I've seen any on this.
And, yeah, we
That'll
can.
give us the meeting, for the month of March, and then we'll still have a meeting time.
And then clerk training is coming up again in May. So I need, of course, like last year, I need you to say, no, you can't afford it, but yes, I want you to go, kind of stuff, so we can get the scholarship again, or partial scholarship. So I need I need the minutes just saying that you indicate that,
Can't afford to do it.
can't afford to do it. And requested funding from your governor body and has been denied, and I have to have the minutes for that. And then a letter from Shirley saying that this cannot fully fund the cost of the program, and that everybody expresses support for the application, and that they will commit to grant me the time to go to the program, which is a week, from the 3rd of May till the 8th of May. And then I'm a paid member. So that needs to be done tonight, and,
With that in mind, Jan, what was the cost last year?
the last year it was close to, I wanna say it's just a little over, about $1,000. No, a little over $1,000,
Okay, and
and
how
they-
much did they pay?
900 and something of it.
Okay.
This year, I figured out the room is going to cost 517 and some odd cents. It's gonna cost 517.60 for the room for the week. It's gonna cost round trip 166.75 to and from Bozeman. And last year, the training itself cost 415. I don't know if that's gonna stay the same or if it's gonna go up. So I say approximately $1,100 to $1,200 in that price range is what it's gonna cost for the total. Mostly my meals are included. The thing doesn't start until late in the afternoon on Sunday, and there's a snack bar there. They provide food through the day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The only time probably would be on the way home, it's a half a day. But sometimes they serve a nice breakfast, so there probably won't be any lunch expense.
What was your opinion of the class last year?
Overwhelming?
Did you get a lot out of it?
Yes, there's a lot that it's just so overwhelming.
Mhm.
So you bring candles over everything.
Right.
But yes, I would, and basically, the more I go to the schools, the more training I get, the faster I become a clerk and be registered as a clerk and treasurer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's 4 years of training. If you don't take it, you can become one that takes like 10. 10, 15 years to get the certifications and stuff. So, yes, you learn so much, and it's always something different, and you learn from everybody else's, from different towns. Same problems, how they go about solving them.
Juan and at the opinion that she should go. Is there any?
Is there a motion?
Yeah.
But we can't
So we have
afford
to
it, so we
decide.
should
Yeah.
apply for it.
So I'll make a motion that she attends the training.
So, you know, okay.
But we cannot afford for her to go.
Right.
So, let's put it, okay, don't want to just say, I'm just gonna say the council members approve of me to go, but,
And the
and then
time.
you motion that you cannot afford it. Because we cannot afford to go, to do all the expenses.
We don't have the funding.
Yeah, so, they just want you to know, say, yes, you're all for it, but no, we don't have the money for it.
We need a motion saying that we're for it, but we can't afford to send you, so we want you to apply for the scholarship.
Yes.
So moved.
And I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion for her to attend training without funding from the town and to apply for scholarship. And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Surely should we not state that we will pick up what they don't? Because
Well, I
if you
think
say,
that's a given.
okay, well, that's not what you, that's not how you
That's not,
put
that's
it.
how I said, that's not how you said it, but,
She won't be responsible, you won't be responsible for any cost.
no,
If they don't pay the whole thing, we'll
yeah, the
pay
town, yeah,
the remainder.
that's what happened last year,
Yeah.
they didn't pay the whole cost,
Yeah.
so.
Okay, so is everyone in favor of that motion with the amendment? Okay. Okay, is there anything else, Jan?
Not that I know of, like,
What's with the town credit card?
oh, the
Yeah,
credit card is that, the last time I went to training, this training will accept a check, but the last time I went to, water, training for the, 442s, forms and things like that, they told me they would take a check, and when I got there,
They did.
they refused.
Yeah, it's 2020.
So I just, with Jeremy and I going to all these classes and stuff, I think it would be just better if we have one on file that we can use for training purpose for hotel rooms. Basically, that's probably what it'd be used for, just for hotel rooms. Because we get reimbursed for our mileage, after our classes and stuff like that, so that's not a big deal, but.
And the credit card is mainly just to confirm the reservations and
Yeah.
things like that.
So I confirm mine with my credit card, and then, they'll take a check prior to classes.
Yeah,
But most of them won't take checks, Lewis Town do not take a check.
I think we need it, I think it's something that needs to be monitored pretty closely, however, you know, just to make sure somebody doesn't get a hold of it.
Yeah, so it would just stay in our safe, and we would only use it when we had to go to training.
Yeah, and we used to have a credit card years ago, but for some reason we don't anymore.
Does that require a motion?
Yes, I have to have it for the bank.
Make a motion, we get a credit card.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion to apply for a credit card, for approval of credit card for travel expenses and training. And second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Do you have any update on the audit?
Yes, I emailed him, and he said they are almost finished. They're doing some, more paperwork on cash flow kind of things to get it done, but hopefully he'll let us know, and we will have a special meeting, or hopefully it'll be done by the end of the month, and so that we can get everything done, but he keeps saying it's gonna be in the next week or two, so, well, hopefully it'll be done in the next week or two. I'll keep on him. There are just some things that they had to adjust, and now it's all in auditors' hands right now to
Approve.
approve and get it, not the state, but just do their office to make sure everything's all.
To release it.
To release it.
Okay.
And then we'll have to have a meeting when that's done and just go through that.
Right, so that they can go through the whole audit with council and let them know what's going on.
And how to
As I stated earlier, I'm sure we're going to have a couple of pages at least of exceptions that we'll have to work on making sure that they're corrected and things like that, so. But you have to remember, we're looking at probably 5 to 7 years, 8 years of,
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm also aware that we're being penalized every
Yes.
month that
Yes.
this isn't complete.
Yes,
yes.
with our AFRs, because we have 2 years of AFRs that aren't done, and we're waiting for the audit so we can get them the correct figures on both years. And then, we're also waiting for the, regular audit, and it's getting.
Do they have a sense of urgency?
I'm thinking so, I just,
I don't feel it.
so I just keep, and stuff, but I guess
Who's
it's,
gonna let a fire under their ass?
I just keep writing, I keep emailing him going, hey, and he's going, but it takes the time to get it so
Right.
that they can.
They can only do what they can do with the information that they have, and then what we have information that we've emailed to some of the information is confidential and not made out to the public, but most of it is, so.
So, yes, that's
So
how.
we're looking at probably the middle of February for that audit to be finished.
Okay.
And I email him once a week, going, hey, and they know that there's a timeline and it's a past due.
Right. And when the audit is finished, of course, then we'll have a meeting and the auditor will come and he will go through the whole process and tell
Right.
everybody what they found and what we need to correct and explain the whole process to us, so that's good.
That costs us money, extra money every month, right?
For fines,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, that's what
I
I
wonder
was
if they
saying.
would encourage them, if maybe you, Shirley, would talk to them this week, and
Those fines are generated by the state,
I know,
yeah.
but if we
I-
could.
And we've
Encourage
already
them.
talked to them and they will waive some of it, but not all of them.
But if you made the phone call
I
and
have,
talked to them and encourage them to hurry up because it's costing the town money that we don't have.
I have done that too. They can
I
only
can
go
call them again and
and
say-
work with what they have to work with at this
Smash your
point.
finger first with a
And then-
hammer and then call them, so that you're a little bit aggravated when you call a doctor.
Oh, I don't need to mash my finger to get that way.
Okay.
But I will give them a call again and find out where we're at.
Yeah, it's, poke them until we get some.
You know what they say, don't poke the bear.
Well, sometimes you gotta poke it to get it to move.
And then when we're done with this audit, we'll probably have to have another one and get it started right away. And I'll have, they cannot put up a contract, as they're working on ours already, so we'll have to wait till they're completely finished and then have them reissue another contract for the next audit.
Right.
Okay.
Something else to worry about for the budget?
Hey, Jeremy, where art thou?
Back here.
Public Works Department,
Just
Jeremy.
real simple, everything's going pretty good, just wait and see what the storms coming through the weekend brings, and, I mean, other than that, everything's, as I said, going good, holding up, and that's all I really need to say, I guess.
Okay, what did we find out about the sewer, problem over by, Harley? Behind-
I'm gonna make calls tomorrow,
Okay, all right,
so, yeah, that's taken care of.
okay.
So any questions or comments? Or-
I have one question. Have you made any headway about securing a safety box
Yes.
for the digs?
After, I realized I didn't investigate enough. The $1,000 that Tim talked about, that's only for one panel,
Right.
basically. So the cheapest one now is $38.40.
And I'm thinking that as often as we dig or don't dig, I think, you know, we had probably excess of last year. I think we dug, what, 2 lines up last year? Over on
Yeah.
Pine Spur and then the one on Harley. I think in the long run, it would be easier to rent that coffin from a rental company like Midway or somewhere like that. I've talked to several of them and they do rent them and they do have them on hand.
Yeah.
So we'll look into that before the spring thaw starts and we have to worry about it.
But yeah, so like after more research, the cheapest is still around $4,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know they're expensive.
Well, is it now policy that we use one for every dig?
You know, Bridger uses a step method. They've never used a box. So I think that probably what we'll have to do is I'll have to call OSHA again and find out exactly what they are looking at as far as safety regulations.
Because the last dig I saw, we used neither,
We didn't do either one of them right.
and that's unacceptable to me.
Right. So we need to find out from OSHA for sure if we can use that step method like Bridger does. That, to me, that step method, I don't care how safe people think it is, because you still have that, the probability of some sloughing off of the sides of that.
Well, it sounded to me like you were recommending that we use that, because Bridger did.
Oh, no, I'm just saying Bridger does use that, and they've used it for years, but what I'm saying is that I don't like it because of the possibility of sloughing from the sides and from the ends of that dig.
And you have to dig up more
Right,
than you normally would
right.
have to.
Well, the danger's still there,
Yeah.
so,
The problem that I see is we have a water leak, we need to get to it promptly.
Right.
And by the time we take the 3 or 4 hours to run to town to get something to put in there, we've wasted half a day.
I agree.
I think we need to maybe look at our budget to spend $4,000